Hello, party starters. If you haven't heard this podcast before, I'm going to take you on a journey to the ultimate night out with one of my faves. My name's Ariel Free and I love a good party. And there's nothing like that feeling of getting together with your bezies in the best environment in your favourite place. And I know this person loves a party, having just been a part of her big party birthday celebrations. It's Mel C.
Woo! Were you skirting around the age there?
Well, no, because I don't know, big 50th.
The big 5
And you didn't just do it by halves. You were like, I'm going to put on a gig. Like, and not just any gig. It was like 2.5 hours of like a celebration of all your music throughout the years. Mm-hmm. And then you did an after party, which went on to about what, 4 o'clock. And you were still like last woman standing.
Yes, I was. Well, I mean, we should get into this whole party because I think it's really going to influence the rest of what we're going to talk about.
Well, usually we build your ultimate party, but I feel like you've literally just done it.
Yeah, do you know what? I think it's really good to have had that opportunity because then you can see where you tweak it for the next one.
You're right. Mm-hmm. Okay. The show was fantastic, by the way.
Thank you so much.
I had... me and my best friend, we are both red-haired, so we were Ginger fans when we were younger. Mm-hmm. But we still like completely fangirled over the amalgamation of the girl bands on stage when you got the Appleton sisters on to help with the Spice Girls numbers. It was like everything had, I don't know, it was like, I was like, this can't get any better.
It was so incredible because I actually did a big show for my 40th and I had Natalie Appleton came up with me and we actually did pure shows that night and Emma had come up with me to do some Spice Girls stuff, and for my 50th I was like, I want to do a gig, but I can't top my 40th. It was so amazing. It has to be different. And of course, I've still got the same wonderful friends who are out there and I want to join me on stage. So it's like, how do we mix it up?
Yeah.
And I just couldn't think of a better way than having Natalie and Nicole come on. And we did To Become One. We did To Become One.
But can I just say, the peak moment for me from the whole gig was I Turned to You. What a banger. Like, you know, like I haven't heard it in a live environment ever. Mm-hmm. I've heard it in a club. Yeah. I've heard it out. Yeah. But I've never seen you perform it live. And it was in Coco, which is one of the best venues ever. Yeah. And I was like, this is actually making the walls vibrate.
Do you know what? That is the track for me, which kind of, it's almost like a full circle moment because it's off my first album, Northern Star. Yeah. And on the album, it's a little bit more ambient. And then Hector remixed it, and as soon as I heard that remix, I was like, "That is the single." Yeah, and it went on. It was a UK #1. Yeah, you know, it was probably one of the songs that catapulted my solo career to a different place. You know, so it means a lot to me, and it still sounds
banging,
great. Yeah, I mean, you know, we're in a time, aren't we, where pop music is so influenced by, you know, dance culture, house, rave, and you know that was kind of, it was noughties. You know, so it's kind of.
You really smashed it as well with like the lighting. It felt like we were watching like the live music video of it. But no, I just remember kind of like, how much did that slap in that environment? That was amazing.
Yeah, I love it. I end every show with it. It's my biggest hit. Yeah. And it always goes off. You know, it's just, I love it. Absolutely love it.
I got told off because these guys were next to me and I was filming it. And they were like, put your fucking phone down and enjoy it. And I was just like, all right, okay. And then they continued to talk throughout the entire show, the entire song. So I was like, shut up.
That's annoying.
I was like, just shut up.
That's so annoying. And I mean, also, like, a large percentage of the audience are filming the flipping thing.
It was a Scottish guy as well. And I was like, oh, of course, you're bloody Scottish.
Yeah, no, it was amazing. And I can kind of go into how I was inspired for my party to become what it was.
Yeah.
So I went to see Fred again.
Amazing.
At Ali Pali last year.
Great.
And I was there on the gig. I can't remember what night it was, but the following night we found out there was a secret gig the next night. But the next night it wasn't the full production and the full show. It was just him and a load of mates. Skrillex got up, Romy was there, and they were just all DJing.
Oh wow.
So it was just like a rave. Yeah. And it was literally one of the best nights of my life.
So you went to Fred again 2 nights in a row?
Yeah, I did.
Oh my God.
But it was so brilliant because it was such a gorgeous weekend in London. My sister was coming to stay. So we went to the gig, we went out the next day, we got a bit of lunch, and then we headed off to it was like being in a festival. Yeah. But in London town. It was amazing. And that was when I thought, you know what, I don't want a party. This, for me, is the best celebration and the best night out. So it was actually Fred again that inspired my 50th birthday.
But I feel like this perfectly sums you up because that's a lot of work.
It does totally sum me up. But you know what? It's what work is to you, isn't it? Because for me, the thought of a party which is all about you, celebrating you and your birthday, is really stressful and gives me anxiety. Whereas if I've got a gig,
and you've got the focus of the show,
I can just perform, do what I love doing, have a dance, hear the music I want to hear. I don't mean my own. I mean, when I'm DJing, that sounded really narcissistic then. But do you know what I mean? It's like, rather than being in an environment where, you have to be the social butterfly and talk to everyone and all that,
absolutely.
I kind of, just
and
do
it was
anything.
such a good celebration. And also, the fans are so dedicated because they came to the show and then they all stayed for the after party. There was not one person that left that room.
Yeah,
and it was packed until the end. And the outfit changes were fantastic.
Yeah, I did 3 outfits.
Yeah, I know you did.
Look at me. I never do that, but it was my birthday. But no, it was really fun because, I really embraced sporty. Since 2019, when we did the stadium shows, I've just really enjoyed getting back into that skin. And for my show, I went all sporty, bit of bejazzled
you did.
Adidas.
Did you get them made?
Oh, what, the one for the DJ one? No, that was, it was a designer, wasn't it?
Oh, no, but I'm talking, because your tracksuits had a bit of diamante down the side, and I was like, you can't buy them in the shops, can you?
So I work with an incredible designer called Graham Cruz, and it is an Adidas piece, but he customises them for me.
Right.
Yeah.
Because I was just sat there going, you can't buy that in the shop. I bet you can't just go and be like, give me the diamante.
Well, they do some pretty cool stuff. I've got some nice sequined.
But they like
Adidas
a sparkle.
trackies.
Missy Elliott does a sparkly Adidas tracksuit as well, doesn't she? So is it just
they sparkle it
for
right.
Her? It's all about the customization.
Yeah.
Okay. For you, what is like the ultimate party setup now? Like, if you're just, is it like a big, like what you did for your 50th, or are you like quite like having friends around and?
Do you know what? I think there's a time and a place for everything.
Yeah.
I mean, I love going out, having a dinner, having a bit of wine, having a good old chat. But after that, I want to dance.
Yeah.
And I feel like, being the age that I am, I started going out clubbing and discovered rave when I was like 19.
Yeah.
And I kind of feel like post-pandemic, my age group of people, they want to go back out again.
Yeah.
We're all a bit like, we've been stuck inside for 2 years and life's too short.
Yeah.
And of course, like the music we love is having such a moment.
Yeah.
It's just, and there's some great venues, again, in London, which is brilliant to see. We just want to go out and have fun.
You just reminded me of Glastonbury, because you did your set at Glastonbury this year and we'd had a chat for the telly and everything. Yeah. And then I got to clock off about 11 o'clock on the Sunday night. I'd worked all weekend and all I wanted to do was rave. And my way of raving was going to the Defected takeover at London Hearts. And the next thing, I just see a Mel C bouncing around stage to Melly set. But you turned up with Josh Homme. And it was someone else, you, Josh Homme, because they had just like headlined the other stage, hadn't they, Queens of the Stone Age?
Yeah, they were on the
And there was
stage,
a third person with you, and I was like, this is the weirdest trio I've ever seen come to a Defected rave, but I love it.
Isn't that Glasgow?
I loved
all
it.
Over.
But then you were just like dancing around, because you're really good friends with Melly, Chrissy the DJ, and he was like headlining with Sound Divine and Monkey, and you were just having a whale of a time.
It was so fun. Well, I'd DJ'd over in Bucharest on the Friday, and then I'd done a band gig at Glasgow on the Saturday.
Yeah.
So Sunday was me day off.
Right.
So that was like
Just
my
right.
Glasgow was all in one day. So I think I incorporated 3 days of fun just into the one.
Into one day. Yeah, I had to do into one evening, and then everyone's like, do you want to drive home on Sunday night? I was like, absolutely. I've worked so much. I mean, I still party because they did a glitter box takeover on the Friday, and I was maybe still there at like 3 o'clock, and someone saw me and was like, did I see you walking home at 5 a.m. this morning? And I was like, no.
That wasn't me. I was tucked up in
Because
bed.
I was on the telly. I was like, I didn't want to give away that I'd been out until...
I do have to admit, when I got in on the Saturday, because I'd flown in from Romania, done the gig, and I had a Winnebago, a great friend of mine sorted out a Winnebago for me on site, and I went into it to just like sort myself out, go back out. There was loads of people I wanted to see, and then I saw the bed and I was like, I'm not going anywhere. So I was a lightweight on Saturday. I had an early one.
I love that. You're just like, oh, this is heaven.
Oh, but like when you're at a festival and you see a bed.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, especially if you're in a quiet
utilize the bed.
environment. Like, if you can get a bit of silent time, and be mute as well, because you've got to just like speak to everyone.
Just listen to your tinnitus.
Yeah. So calming and peaceful. Do you remember your first ever party you had? Like whether it was like a teenager or whether it was even like a birthday party when you're like 8 or 5 years old, like your first ever party.
I have like little vague recollections of those kiddie parties, like whether it was 3 or 5. But what's really interesting, because I'm a mum, my daughter's just turned 15 actually, so I've had a little party experience over the weekend. But kids now have a party every year.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know whether it's the environment you grew up in, but in working class northwest England, that wasn't the case in the 70s and 80s. But we did have a few. But the one which I think will make you laugh is my mum did a surprise 18th for me.
Wicked.
And I was mortified because I hate surprises for
Oh,
a start.
really?
Yeah, and parties when it's all about you, it
Right.
does,
You
stress
like
me.
you like to know what's coming.
Yeah, I do.
Preparation.
But bless my mum, right? So well, actually, no, I said I started raving when I was 19. I didn't. I started raving when I was 17. And my mum, so my mum's a singer as well, and she's in a band.
Yeah.
And every family party, the band plays.
Right.
That's a given, right?
Love
So we
that.
had that moment, and I had family there. I had mates there. I had old school friends there. It was brilliant. I mean, thanks, Mum. It was fantastic. But bless her, she'd found a rave DJ.
What does a rave DJ quantify as? Like, was this like the local lads or
Yeah,
like?
but what you got to remember
were they
is,
on
right?
vinyl?
So, well, it was vinyl back in those days because it was a long time ago, and but I grew up in a place called Widnes, and there was a club called Club 4 there.
Right.
So there was and there was Legends in Warrington, so there was a real hardcore rave scene. So yeah, I mean, I actually don't remember who the guy was, but he played all the tunes. Bit of K-Class.
Okay, great.
Know?
That's fine. I thought you were gonna say like he was a rave DJ in
No,
inverted commas,
no, but
and then
it was
actually
just-
played like. I don't know,
But
Madonna.
hilarious. He did play the tunes, but I'm there, and you've got like your dad, your nan. Do you know what I mean? And then like you're all on the dance floor giving it, big fish, little fish.
Did you ever go to Chibuku in Liverpool?
No, I
No.
didn't, no.
That's always the one that everyone talks about, but I didn't. I've never had experience of it.
Yeah, it was funny for me because I left home at 16, so most of my going out clubbing experiences have been in London.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is the worst party you've ever been to? Is there one standout, or has there been party failures from across the years?
The worst party for me, I mean, this might be a little bit niche for the listeners, but when doing the job that I do,
Yeah.
there's always an after party,
Yeah.
and there's certain after parties you don't want to go to.
I think that's most, especially if you've been performing. You're a bit knackered.
It's the worst.
Everyone's just like, yeah, after party. And you're like, really?
You know what? For the artist, it's the worst because, obviously, and I've been a party goer and not being the artist. And when you see the artist who has just performed, of course, you're compelled to congratulate them and tell them how great the gig was. But it's the artist. You don't want to talk about it. It's so weird. You just feel so self-conscious about what you've just done. It's a very strange psychology.
Yeah, and
I
you're
don't
coming
get
down
it.
from that adrenaline rush. And also, you probably sweated your bits off for about 3 hours. You're knackered. It's just like, just have a little piece
You
of
want
mind.
that silence.
Yeah.
You want that little moment.
With you to
It
assist.
is, yeah, with just you and the noises in your head. Yeah, it's a very strange thing, but I would say lots of after parties, but more for like, and and you would have had this as well, like if you're involved in like TV productions or things like that, and and it's more for like whether it's for the crew or all the people who've been actually working probably a lot harder than you have, and they all have gone have a few bevies.
Yeah.
But there's just always the friends of the friends and the partners and that person and it's never that fun for the artist.
I turned up to an event recently where they were like, oh, we've got this new range, we want you to come and support it. And I was like, great. And they're like, come and pick an outfit. And I was like, oh, thanks so much. And they're like, God, no one's picked the neon outfit. That's so nice. And I was like, oh, great. Okay, I'm going to have the one outfit that no one else has on. I got to the event and everyone was in different outfits apart from the waitressing staff. So all the catering staff were wearing the neon two-piece, and it was a neon two-piece. So it was quite obvious that I was in the same outfit as the waiters.
So was everyone asking you for a drink?
But I was like, why didn't they tell me that they were going to dress the waiting staff in this outfit?
You know what?
But
They've
maybe
had
it's
a
'cause-
right giggle about
Yeah,
that
no.
when you've left.
And she was like, the girl who started just like, thank you so much for coming. And I was like, yeah, I didn't realise I was wearing this same outfit. And like,
such a stitcher.
I know, and I was like, I found it hilarious, but it was someone who pointed to me and went, oh my God, that's really funny, look, all the bar stuff. And it was a neon two-piece, so it wasn't even like it was subtle. It wasn't even like they were all wearing like black polo necks or something. It was literally a neon two-piece. I was like, oh my God. So I didn't stay long. I made an excuse. I was like, I've got the radio show tomorrow, I need to go home really early. And I just wanted to go out there because
I went to a great party. Actually, it was Lee Francis. He had his 50th last year and it was fancy dress. Of course Brilliant. It was. It's Lee, right? And it was movie themed.
What did he do?
Oh my God, who was Lee? Was he Mars Attacks? How can I forget? Because he's so amazing at costumes.
Yeah, he's really good at fancy. I've seen him at a few Halloween parties and he always goes.
And he like totally makes it from scratch. He's incredible. But I was so uncomfortable because I thought it was a genius idea. I was seeing this guy at the time and we went as John Travolta and Uma Thurman in Pulp Fiction.
Right, yeah.
But there was 3 other couples in the same. So when you get there and before you've had a little bevy and you feel because I hate fancy dress anyway.
Do you?
Yeah, I just feel so stupid.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I feel very self-conscious. And I also hate that thing of not being able, if you're going to a party where you know you're going to know people, but because they're in fancy dress, you're not sure if it's them. Do you know what I mean? I mean, once you've had a few drinks, you're all right, aren't you? Like any party. But no, this one in particular, I felt such an idiot. But by the end of the night, it was an amazing night.
Did you get a picture of the 3 other?
All of us there. One of the other couples was oh God, Vernon, I forgot his bloody name now. Tess Daly and Vernon Kay, that's their names, isn't it? Yeah. They were, the Pulp Fiction. And it was, we just all hung out in the end. It must have been the most surreal thing. There was like just this whole Pulp Fiction corner. And I had these like fake ciggies and I was like handing them out to everyone.
Do you know why it is? It's because it's quite easy to get a black bobbed wig.
Yeah.
And a white shirt.
White shirt. And she wears flats.
Yeah,
and we all love her flats.
Exactly, that is it. I have done that look for one part of it was when I couldn't be bothered doing. I love a bit of fancy dress, like I go all out. But I did have a party once where the theme was something beginning with S. I didn't know what to do, so I went as Mrs. Santa Claus because I just had a Santa outfit. My friend went as Smurfette, like full on, painted herself head to toe, bright blue. And then we got there and no one else had dressed up. And they just went in like V-necks as schoolgirls. And then my friend started having an allergic reaction to the blue body paint. So we had to spend the whole party scrubbing the body paint off.
Ariel, you know I love you, right? And I really appreciate, you came to my party and you DJ'd for me, but never invite me on a night out. That's all I'm going to say.
I have had quite a few outfit disasters, haven't I, in the short space? Yeah, but I'm like, that is such a copper. She was so proud of her fancy dress. And ever since then, I've been a little bit like dubious about going all out on fancy dress. Like if there's an option where I can like change it into something that's not so fancy dress, then I'm doing it.
That's almost like, it's quite triggering then, isn't it? When you get an invite to a fancy dress.
She was in such a state. We had to use like scourers.
So you're like getting all like stuff. Bless her.
Flew all over this person's bath.
But can you imagine getting home? Because when you get home, you've had a few bevies and you've not, you can't be bothered having a shower or, you know what I mean? The whole bed's blue.
What's the best party you've ever been to?
Best party I've ever been to. I mean, you can tell my age, right? Because all in my mind, everything's more recent. I have to say, Jerry's 50th was one of the best parties I think I've ever been to in my life.
Why?
Because it just had all of the, it was fabulous. The food was incredible. Great drinks, great entertainment, a great room.
Yeah.
There was...
what was the location? Was it in the UK?
It was actually at her place out in the country.
Lovely.
And they'd like converted like the horses' barns. It was amazing.
Wow.
And she had funnily enough, you might come on to this later, but she had an ABBA tribute band who were brilliant, and I'll let her off for that. She had a DJ and they played all the tunes. We had a little Spice moment, and I've got to tell you, this is so brilliant. There was a moment on the dance floor and I was dancing with Emma and Victoria, my Spice Girl pals, but also on the dance floor was Andrew Ridgeley and Dame Shirley Bassey.
Oh my God.
And I just thought, how many more decades of music can we fit on this dance floor? It was one of those when you just think, wow, life is a bit bizarre.
Yeah. I feel like if Shirley Bassey's at a party, she definitely gets on the mic. Did she?
She did. She actually sang happy birthday to Joey.
No way.
My
Wow.
friend does a wonderful impression. Yeah. I won't attempt it.
Yeah, that sounds pretty epic.
Yeah, it was amazing.
Well, now we need to build your ultimate party. But I know you kind of had one at the beginning of the year. But if you had no, let's say there's like no restrictions in place. Like we've had someone who wanted a party on the moon and was going to fly Beyonce to do like a gravity-based like dance routine and everything. So that's the levels we can go to. So if you could have like the ultimate party, where'd the location be? Where would we go?
Well, being a competitive person, I'm going to outdo that person. Well, you know, I was thinking, because like as a venue, you know, going back to the Fred Again experience, Ali Pali is such a great rave venue. You know, it's a great place to see DJs, electronic artists. I saw Fatboy Slim there actually. I definitely have him on the decks.
Fatboy Slim,
you know,
brilliant.
The OG superstar DJ.
Love that.
Right? But now my location might change because it's like, that's only up the road.
No, I think it's quite good, Ali Pali, because you can dress it up as well.
Somewhere maybe a bit more like tropical.
Yeah.
So we could be outside, dance under the stars.
Yeah, like that.
Yeah, I was lucky enough to go to the Maldives. Well, I say lucky enough. I took my daughter to the Maldives for New Year and it was incredible. But it did rain for 6 out of 8 days. I know you're all crying for me at home. It was still incredible. But we had a gorgeous New Year.
It's not what you expect, though, is it?
It's not what you expect or pay for. But
was the Mozzies out as well then? Because they come out in the rain, don't they?
Do you know what? We didn't get any bites.
Okay.
No,
that's my first panic
on
there.
That front.
Right.
But I quite like that as a location, like having your own island.
Yes.
Under the stars.
Under stars.
Right, let's do that. So let's go somewhere tropical, whatever.
People can arrive on boats.
Yeah, boats, seaplanes.
Seaplanes, love it.
They can paraglide in, however they see fit.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, I've got a list as long as my arm for DJs.
Right, Fatboy Slim.
We're going to have Fatboy Slim there because I was trying to categorise my DJs, and I think like my party starters, Jodie Harsh.
Yes,
is always great. I just recently worked with Alex Chapman. Do you know Alex? He's over in LA. I don't think he's from LA. I was in the studio with him recently, but he's supporting Kim Petras on tour at the moment.
Wow.
And he plays all the tunes you want to hear.
Right,
you know, proper party starters, and he's really good fun. He was actually in the writing team for Rush. You know that great
Troye Sivan one.
Yeah,
oh my God, it sounds like Friendly Fires. I love it.
Yeah, it's so
like
good.
tropical kind of disco.
So good.
Okay.
So so he's really vibey. So I was thinking, they're my party starters. And then I was thinking about all the amazing female DJs. You know, obviously the girls who were at my party.
I'll be there happily.
You're there. I
don't need to come and see play.
Yeah,
I'll be fine. I can swim there.
Do you know what? We'll just be there for a few days before setting it up.
Yeah,
getting a bit of sun.
So there's no stress. Can I just say I love how seriously you've taken this task.
Literally, I've been making notes all weekend in between my daughter's 15th and my friend's 50th. So it's been a busy weekend. Okay, so I was thinking about all the fantastic female DJs, and we had so many at my birthday.
Yeah, you did. You nailed that.
And we had Rose Gray, who's an incredible artist.
Yes, love Rose.
Yeah, she was fabulous. I had Phoenix Brown, Mel B's daughter.
Yeah, so I saw her backstage and I was like, I swear that's Mel B's daughter. Yeah. And then she was up on stage raving with you, wasn't she, during the show? Yeah. I love that.
She was there. She DJ'd for me. So we'd have her there. Who else have we had there? Just worked with another fantastic DJ in LA, a girl called Sarah Back.
Okay.
Who's incredible. I'm so here for the women. Jaguar.
Yeah.
We can't forget. Brilliant. She blew my mind at my birthday. She's so good,
she was
isn't she? So she's definitely there.
Me and Jaguar have an affinity for collecting Spice Girls edits for our sets. And I had one that she hadn't heard of. And she was like, who's this? And I was like, okay, great. Because we both usually have the same ones. Obviously, Ghost, Ghost, Ghost Spicy edit, which is fantastic, which you remix.
Have you got the Zero one?
No.
Okay, so that's a bootleg that you sent to me.
Right.
I mean, this kid, and he headlined at my birthday. He was last on the bill. Absolutely brilliant. He just did it in his hotel room out on tour, probably in like 20 minutes. I know. I hate these people.
It takes me like days.
Yeah, but that's brilliant. I'll send you that because it's really, really fun. It's UK baseline.
Have you heard the DJ ADHD Unlimited one? It's an Australian DJ.
No.
And he's made like a carnival version. of...
I feel like I want to collate all of these.
I think you should, because there's so many. And also people appreciate that moment of just like, I'm hearing a banging, like whether it's a techno version or like a carnival percussive led house like track, and then it's got a Spice Girls vocal on it, and you're like, what the hell? Because then people are not expecting it. It always goes down a tree. I played it at Warehouse Project, it went off.
Yeah,
Find it
brilliant.
on Bandcamp.
I love it.
I'll send
so
it to
there'll
you.
be loads of that going on at
Love
this
that.
party. So who else have we got there? And then do you know what else? I was just thinking about really lovely people I've met. So I've been DJing for about 5 years. Yeah. And what I really love about the whole community of DJs is everyone's really supportive of each other.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like... And I think because you have so much more crossover than artists sometimes. You know, we do our festivals and we see each other backstage, and that's really lovely. But with DJs, most gigs you go to, you're going to see the other DJ, at least the person who's on before and
everyone
after
wants
you.
to support each other. And also, like, when you're putting on a gig, you put your mates on the bill, or like if there's a night that you wanted to see Fred again, and then he had Romy who's been on the album with him, and Romy's DJing as well.
Yeah.
I find it like you've nailed it. There's such a
so
supportive.
It's lovely. And you know, I've had loads of DJs reaching out to me when I've played edits of theirs in sets, and then so I've kind of become like Instagram friends with people. And then when I've met them, excuse me, I just love them. Jax Jones, what a lovely guy. Love him. Another party starter, to be fair.
Yeah.
Recently in LA, I met Dom Dollar for the first time.
He's fun.
Who I love.
He's
what
so
a
much
lovely,
fun.
lovely guy. Yeah, so who else? There was somebody else I was thinking kind of where our paths have crossed and we've worked together.
This is a really good party.
This is a great party, right? We should have round it up now, because I know I'm taking a lot of time.
No, because there's a lot of things we haven't even included. So like often at a party you need a good person on the door.
Yes.
So you need someone who's going to be friendly but strict, because you know you don't want everyone turning up, because it's private island. It's probably got a capacity issue.
Yeah.
So like,
well, the person that springs to mind for me is, do you know Glyn Fussell from Sing Pink? Definitely my number one choice for
Glyn Fussell, who runs Mighty Hoopla Festival, which they do in London, Brockwell Park, which is one of the best festivals ever created. Also does Mighty Hoopla in Butlins. Have you ever been to there in Skegness?
I've played it.
Have you played it?
I have played it.
I'm so jealous because
oh my God, they die to have you.
Well, no, so they stopped doing it. They did the last year this year.
Yes.
That was the last one. And the reason I want to play there is because my good friend Julia, who's top scouser, she works it every year, and she says the security staff love it when Mighty Hoopla come to Butlins, because usually they're used to like hen do, stag do's, maybe there's a bit of trouble, people get too drunk, whatnot. So in that weekend, they don't see an ounce of trouble. The only people who complain are the pool attendants, because they have to empty the pool after Mighty Hoopla because there's fake tan, glitter and eyelashes in the front.
And other stuff.
So she's like, it's so nice, because everyone, she was like, yeah. But the videos I've seen, someone was DJ, I think it might have been Jodie Harsh, and she dropped like a steps edit, and there's people just doing synchronized swimming, like, and splash, and it looks so fun. And Michelle McManus did like that. I've not seen Michelle McManus like on a bill in years.
And it's like, you know, you do see artists and you go, wow, I actually forgot that person and that moment and that
she was fantastic.
And I think, you know, that community as an audience are just so like here for the party.
Yeah.
And just like really genuinely grateful and love it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? None of it is, no one's making fun of anyone.
No.
They are genuinely loving it.
Yeah. The festival in June that they do, I just adore, just for like the sea of incredible outfits. You just walk past and you're like, oh my God, that's amazing. Oh my God, she looks fantastic. They look amazing. Like you just go around and you're just like, all right, okay, I need to bank all these like outfit ideas for like another occasion or another festival.
You know that those outfits have been months in the planning, in the making, and it's real dedication.
I've had a friend come in and raid my festival wardrobe because he was like, I want something Scottish but sparkly, and he went away with like one of my kilts and a sequin top, and I was like, great, there you go.
I love it.
He's not even Scottish. He's from Reading.
What's that about?
I don't, he just wanted to wear a kilt.
Win.
So you've got Glyn Fussell on the door, great doorman. Is there anyone who's getting kicked out first who always takes the party too far? One of the dogs in the corner.
I don't know why, but like Mel B sprung to mind. I just think she's going to cause trouble. No, not at all. I'd want Mel there. In fact,
but you know, sometimes they just have to go home early because they peak too soon.
Okay, no, I think me and Mel would probably be there dancing on the tables, the last one standing. Who would have to go home because they're asleep in the corner? Oh God, do you know what? I don't know. I've got a pretty hardy bunch. Yeah, actually.
There's no one that always like does the back door boogie early.
Yeah, I mean that's on occasion that would be me.
Would it?
Yeah.
You can't leave your own party though.
I know, this is true. Well, that's what I felt like on my birthday, because I had a weekend of it with like all my family and everything. So I didn't get to bed till 5, and then I was up at 7. And then I had the family party.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
Okay.
it was hardcore.
That gives me anxiety.
Yeah. But it was good. A few roses in and I was fine.
Yeah, I was going to say that the afters as well, when you've had a big night with like your mates down the pub, or like just a family get together and a wine, and then you just get the giggles, don't you? Because you laugh at everything that's like happened the night before.
Delirious at that point.
Yeah. Have we got any like entertainment? Is there dancers? Is there performers?
Well, again, I was lucky enough to have my party hosted by Sink the Pink.
Yeah.
So we love a drag queen.
Yeah.
That's always definitely great visually, great energy.
Yeah.
So yeah, maybe we'll have Sink the Pink come and do some dancing for us.
Love that.
But now you've mentioned Beyonce, I'm thinking about live artists. I think we need a little live section
It's just because you want to compete with it.
I do. And can I bring people back from the dead?
You can.
Okay.
Come on.
Well, I never saw Queen perform with Freddie Mercury.
So you want to, that would be,
Yeah, because I think
that.
Freddie died in 1990. And, I've been so lucky in my career with the Spice Girls. I've met so many of my heroes.
Yeah.
But we didn't get on the scene till like 96. So
Yeah.
he'd long gone by then. I've worked with Brian and I've worked with Roger, and I love all the anecdotes and stories they tell about Freddie. But yeah, I think that would have been the ultimate for me.
Yeah, that would be amazing.
Yeah.
Imagine.
Should we bring back Whitney as well? I'd quite like to see Whitney.
But then also like imagine like a little impromptu like I don't know, duet with Freddie and Whitney.
Yeah.
Just to round off the
Maybe a trio
evening.
if they'd let me come and just do some BVs.
Imagine, I mean, I don't know, imagine them covering a Spice Girls song with all 5 of you. I think that no one would ever
Can
be
you
able to.
imagine Whitney singing a Spice Girl song?
I think she'd love.
Like do the ballad version of Wannabe.
I was going to say, what would Whitney Houston's ultimate Spice Girl tune be? I reckon she would have loved a bit of Spice Up Your Life.
Do you?
Yeah. Or Viva Forever, because she could belt that out.
She could.
Yeah.
I'd lose my job as doing the ad-libs, wouldn't I?
So we've got Freddie Mercury, Whitney Houston, and possibly 5 Spice Girls all of getting on stage together for a nice...
It'd be quite a big deal to have the Spice Girls.
It would.
I mean, and as it's a fantasy, this could actually potentially happen as it's a fantasy. So yeah, let's have the Spice Girls perform as well.
All 5 of you?
Yeah.
Fab. Why not?
Yeah.
I mean, you must forever live with the question, when are all 5 of you doing I mean, I asked you at Glastonbury last year, didn't I? I was like, when are you doing the Lord Legend slot or even headlining? But it's one of those things, isn't it? It will happen at the right time.
Oh my goodness. You know what? It is probably the most asked question now, and has been for about the last 4 years.
But I think because the 30th anniversary as well, people are expecting it.
Yeah.
And then you gave us stamps. Not that we don't love the stamps. Because you were like, big announcement coming. And honestly, my WhatsApp group was going, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. And then you were like, we want stamps. And we're like, love you so much. And I went out and bought the stamps, but we were all expecting a Glastonbury announcement.
But to be fair, like to be on a stamp, how nuts is that?
Yeah, that is mad. And I heard
like,
you say you're the first female artist to ever be on the stamps. Like they've had the Stones and the Beatles.
We
and
are.
that.
Which is very in keeping with what we represented, girl power still in 2024. So yeah, we're really excited about that. But you know what? I mean, I'm like a stuck record now. We talk all the time.
Yeah.
There are things we want to do. Different members of the band want to do different things at different times. It's just about the stars aligning.
I just think maybe it's because Victoria likes to wear high heels at Glastonbury that it might not happen.
Can you believe that?
That's mad.
Oh my gosh. Do you know what?
I don't even know how the logistics of that work.
It just doesn't. And what blows my mind is I can never understand women at airports in heels. There's so much
Never
walking.
mind in a field.
And also, you get off a plane and you really don't know how far away baggage is.
No.
So to make
and
the
your
choice,
feet swell on a flight.
I'd never get them back
No,
on.
I have to get trainers a size up for my plane journeys because when I come off a plane, I am like an ogre. Honestly, my feet. So I started getting. I'm a size 4. I started getting a size 5 trainers.
Do you
for plane.
we're getting into granny chat now. Do you ever wear the socks? Remember flight socks, right?
Yeah.
Post pandemic, everyone's forgotten about flight socks. It's like you don't get thrombosis anymore. COVID took care of that.
That is true. I
weird.
was having this conversation because I was like, I feel like I should start wearing flight socks, but I just don't think I can do it yet. I do wear.
Why not yet?
I don't, because I just don't.
Just not yet.
It just ages me. I feel like it ages you. I don't know.
Age versus health. Age versus staying alive.
It's true. I do wear like, I often wear like a unitard on flights because it's dead easy and just got a jumper over the top of it. So I feel like that's quite
isn't it a bit awkward?
Well, no, yeah, no. I find it quite easy,
quite comfy, and when you turn over, you don't get that big old back thing.
Yeah,
listen
and
to me saying turn over. Someone travels business class.
I don't. I hate getting the small of my back cold, so I know I never risk that with a unitard. It is a bit of a nightmare in the toilets.
Yeah,
but
I'm telling you, get the sporty ones. You don't need to get the nana ones. Get the proper
I do wear those clogs now with the fur lining, because then you can slip off your shoes. You know, like the Birkenstock clogs.
I was looking at the Uggs ones yesterday.
I get a bit hot in them. I overheat a bit in them. But the ones that you can just slip on and off, they're fine. But anyway, this is proper Nana chat.
We sounded so cool up to this point.
Well, I was going to tell you something that is really not cool. And talking about DJ gigs and like when you're at festivals and whatnot, my friend did me the best favour ever at Isle of Wight Festival, because I'd been booked to DJ, and then you guys announced your reunion gigs at Wembley. And I was like, there's no bloody way I'm missing that. And it was on the Saturday of when you did Wembley. And the only way I could get to the Isle of Wight and back to Wembley in time is if I did the first set. And my mate was doing the first set. So I phoned them and I was like, please, can we swap? Can you do the 5 p.m. and I'll do the 12 o'clock? And I know it'll be a lot quieter and people won't be out of the bed yet when into it. And I got up at 5 a.m., got my train, got my ferry, did the set, I asked, pre-booked a taxi to get me back off site, to get the ferry, to get the train, and I got there just as Jodie Harsh was finishing a DJ set.
Wow.
And it was the best night of my life.
That is dedication.
Thank you.
Do you know what people have
just
said
never forget that.
about those shows? I've met so many women that have said, it was literally the best day of my life.
Yeah.
And that includes my wedding. And I'm like, don't tell your husband.
I managed to get there. You know, they've got like Box Park before, like next to Wembley.
Yeah.
So I met all my mates there. In fact, one of them included, were you there, Amy? No, you weren't. Oh, there's another ginger, sorry. It was Scottish Gemma. But I met them in Box Park and then we all ran in together. But Box Park was like just blasting out Spice Girls tunes, and everyone, it was like the biggest hen do ever.
It was like that all over the country every night.
It was wicked.
But it was like every city as well. It was really nice. Like I remember driving into Manchester, and even, you know, the big signs on the road, they put Spice Girls lyrics in it, and it was like a national holiday every day.
Well, Wembley's what, 70,000? Is it bigger than that, isn't it? More?
I don't know. John 70? Will know.
80. So 80,000 people, 80. So imagine 80,000 people trying to come home, like go home from a Spice Girls gig. But it's all a bit of a nightmare, isn't it? Any one of those gigs. And so we were like, do you know what we're going to do? We're going to pop into like a restaurant or whatever, because we couldn't get on the tube. And we found this curry house and managed to get a table for the 8 of us that were there. And I'll never forget this moment. And this guy walked in, the woman, yeah, can I help you? And he's like, well, I'll tell you what I want. I want a curry. And the whole place just erupted and started singing it. And it was just the perfect way to round off what was like a lovely, like amazing day. Yeah. But I just always think to my head, he's like, I'll tell you what I want, I really want. No, the place just started singing it.
But you know what was really lovely? Because, you know, obviously in the 90s, we didn't, I mean, it took me a while to get a phone. I had a pager for a while. But now, you know, everything's filmed, everything's on social media. And those moments, like whether it was people walking home out of the stadiums, back to the tube, singing the songs, and we got to experience those things, the things we'd never seen before. Yeah. Because we're in the back of a car getting taken to a hotel somewhere, do you know what I mean? So it was like, that was really nice.
You must have seen some parties in your time as a Spice Girl. Like, because you were invited, I mean, you met so many like royalty and presidents and prime ministers, you know, there must have been some interesting parties that you went to as a
I'm trying to think actually. If you've, oh my gosh, I tell you, like a party which was a bit like bizarre how we ended up there. We were invited, and I can't remember what age it was. I think it was a big one. I mean, it could have even just been 30. It's that long ago. But it was Courtney Love's party in LA.
I wasn't expecting you to say that.
Yeah. So that was
pretty wild. Rock and roll.
Yeah. And I think that was the night when we were approached by, I think it was Winona Ryder, Drew Barrymore and Cameron Diaz came over to us, like really excited, telling us how they like do Spice Girls in the kitchen when they have like girly nights in.
Does that freak you out, those things?
Yeah. That's like a bit too much to get your head around. Yeah. But how cool is that?
That is wicked. That is pretty rock and roll.
Yeah.
I bet there's a lot of rock and roll stories.
There's a lot of rock and roll
I was going to say probably a lot that can't be like talked about.
Exactly.
So we've got 5 of you getting together, Freddie Mercury, Whitney Houston. We're on a tropical island. We've got our whole DJ lineup, all the girls, Fatboy Slim. anything else that we want. I'd sank the pink dancing, Glenfussel on the door. Mel B's getting kicked out first.
I'm just putting the warning out there to her. Basically, behave yourself or you're off. I've got a speedboat waiting to take you to another island.
Right, there'll be a nice spa waiting for you to chill out. I love that. I feel like you're probably one of the only people who could tell Mel B to get back in a box.
Yeah, it depends how brave I'm feeling on the day.
Is there any kind of, I don't know, is there anything in particular on the menu?
Yeah, I mean, I'm a funny one with party food because I'd rather sit down and have a nice meal.
Yeah, I think it always goes to waste, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Do you know what I don't
all
get?
this food and it gets thrown away.
You know when you go to these beach parties or like when you do a beach rave, whatever, and they serve sushi, and I'm like, I get the sushis are healthy and it doesn't, but one, it's hot and sand gets everywhere.
Yeah.
And I just feel sand is definitely getting in your sushi.
Yeah, it wouldn't. That sounds like a euphemism.
But I mean, sand is also getting every nook and cranny. But
yeah, I don't think I'd choose sushi. But you want finger food? Oh, it's getting worse.
Yeah.
So yeah, food wise, jury's out on food.
Yeah.
You know they do. We talked about sushi, but you know you can do get nice sticks.
Yeah.
Bit of wagyu.
Wagyu,
Yeah.
really?
Yeah.
I don't eat beef. So
Okay.
I don't get.
We'll have something. We'll have some chips. We'll have some truffle fries.
Truffle fries,
for
nice.
the veggies.
I'm on board for that.
Yeah.
I've never, you know, when people go look and they go, oh, Wagyu beef. And I'm like, I just don't get it. But I find chunks of meat on a plate weird.
Oh, do you?
But I'll have a bacon sandwich.
Yeah.
Or sometimes have chicken, but just the slab of meat. And I've
I'm very
never had a
much
steak.
into intuitive eating.
Oh, really? What's that?
Well, it's just you try, because we've all switched off listening to what our body needs. Because you know, like when women are pregnant and they have these cravings, it's because there's something within that food that they need. Yeah. So it's like, I mean, it is really hard to do, but because I've had, you know, so many different times in my life when I've eaten different things in different ways.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, I just want to eat what I want.
Yeah, fair.
You know, I eat healthily.
Yeah.
But I will eat meat. And I respect if you're vegan, if you're veggie,
I'm the
whatever.
same. I don't say no.
I respect your opinions, so
yeah,
leave me alone.
But I've never understand the beauty of like everyone really goes on about Wagyu. And I'm like, I don't know what that is, but I've never experienced it. Maybe I should experience once.
No, yeah, give it a go.
I'll give it a go. I feel like we need to get to your quick fire questions because we've built your ultimate
all
party.
day. I like a chat.
But I feel like you're going to nail these as quick as you can.
Mm-hmm.
Best club experience.
Oh my gosh. Oh God, I'm not going to be quick. Playing Pasha last summer, got my sister behind the decks.
I got a video of that because you played by tune.
Oh, but yes, we
did. You did. You played Jumping, the one I've done with Ghost.
Yeah, that was brilliant.
Love that. Best festival experience.
It's got to be Glasgow. Yeah. The ultimate. I mean, I think when I DJ'd Glasgow, that was my first Glasgow.
Right.
And
amazing.
That blew my mind. But then to get there last year and play it with my band was like a bit of a bucket list moment.
Isn't it amazing that you can do both?
I know.
Like, how lovely is that? You get to the live
I went
band?
back to the Winnebago with the bed and I sat down and I said to my friend, I like kind of recounted the last few days that I'd had. And I was like, if I wasn't me, I'd hate me.
It is pretty rock and roll that you went from Bucharest to Glastonbury to performing, and then you're on stage dancing to all your favourite DJs with Josh Homme from like Queens of Stone Age.
This is the thing, isn't it? It's like I don't not appreciate how ridiculous and amazing my life can be at times.
Yeah.
It's not always, but there are moments of just like sheer amazement.
I bet they've all asked you favourites. I bet you've been asked for a fair amount of guest list and free tickets in your life. Like,
this is true.
Best DJ set you've ever witnessed?
Oh gosh, that is a good question. I mean, I would probably go way back into my raving days.
Right.
And
I'm on edge. I'm like,
yeah, do you know who I used to love? And this is actually, I went to Printworks, and it was like I think it was Clockwork Orange the night,
right?
And I went to see my favourite DJ MC, and it was Rat Pack, and it just brought back all the memories and all the feels.
I've never done a Clockwork Orange. I've heard good things about Fat Tony's played it before.
Yeah, really fun.
Best band you've ever seen live?
Do you know what? I really enjoyed Queens of the Stone Age. I only saw a bit of it.
Amazing.
And I had been having a lovely day. But I think it's like all festivals I think are really interesting because the last couple of years I've taken my daughter to Coachella. And Coachella's incredible.
You're the coolest
It's
mum.
so different to a British festival, and lots of people don't like it. 'Cause
Yeah.
it's a completely different vibe. But the thing I've picked up, and I've seen it with American artists in the UK, sometimes they're so polished that it loses the energy and the
Yeah.
connection with the audience. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
It's very much about the performance, whereas I think a lot of like British artists is very much about the vibe. So that's what I loved about Queens of the Stone Age last year, and then the year before I saw, oh God, the name's gone out of my head now, but it's like a band who just don't care.
Right.
You know, a band who go on stage,
Yeah,
and
and
the
they just give
energy's
it.
off the scale, and it really translates with the audience.
I love that.
Yeah.
And I do love Queens of Stone Age live. Best gig venue.
Now this, I'm going to have to go for Coco.
Yeah.
Because
it's wicked.
It was so beautiful. I went Camden Palace back in the
Yeah.
day. Bank Holiday Monday, I went to a rave there, and to get on, and I've seen so many great artists there. It's not, as a venue, it's not huge,
No,
but I've
but
seen
it's
Madonna
perfect.
play there. I've seen Coldplay play there.
Oh my
yeah.
God.
So it's a great venue to see artists you wouldn't normally see in a venue of that capacity.
That was my Friday night when I first moved to London. They used to do Club NME there, and you could see like Block Party. But this is before they all like blew up. It was like they called it the Indie Boom Years, and then it was like them, the Enemy, and then like Noel Gallagher got on stage once with like the Cortinas, and it was just like every Friday they'd have like a really good band who went on to be like massive, and it was just like it was really part of that moment. Best person to go dancing with?
I'm going to say my sister.
Really?
Yeah. My sister's just
Love
the
that.
best person to do probably most things with.
Yeah.
But when you go out with her, she's everyone's mate.
I love
And
that.
it's great. I mean, she like literally got us into the second night.
Yeah,
of,
well,
of
you
Freddigan.
never mentioned. So you were saying you went to Freddigan before, and then you had a nice day, and then how did you hear about the secret gig?
So at the actual gig I think it was a Friday, my sister because she's everyone's friend, right?
Yeah.
She's chatting to everyone.
Love it.
And she ends up talking to people who were friends of Freddigan, and they're like, "Oh, do you know? Don't tell anyone." But there's another gig tomorrow, because he announced secret gigs, doesn't he? He
Yeah.
announced it at midday on the Saturday, completely sold out, but we already knew. And
you did
so
a
it
bit of-
was through my sis, yeah. She got me
Oh, I love
in
her.
the back door.
She is
yeah.
the best person to go
Yeah,
dancing
she's
with.
ace.
She found you the official after party the next day. Mel C, this has been a pleasure.
I've loved it.
I
I don't want to stop.
I feel like we could talk music because you do love a party and haven't ever stopped loving a party. And
But I also love an early night as well. It's all about balance.
I call it responsible raving.
Oh, yes. I'm
An
here
early
for
night
the
night
responsible
before,
rave.
maybe a wee run in the morning, because I get like pre-party like
Jitters,
ooh,
yeah, me too.
So I have to get
Little
sponge
tummy
the energy
rumbles.
a bit. Otherwise,
Yeah.
I'm just like Duracell bunny when I'm running around. So I have to like get. So yeah, I call it responsible raving now.
Yeah.
I never
think it's
I never
good.
used to do it
I
before.
think you should have an app, and I would definitely subscribe.
What, do workouts? Pre-workout raves? Pre-rave workouts?
Because as you get older, you need to warm up before these things.
Well, my hips. I won't be saying my hips after a DJ gig now, because I like bouncing on the stage.
Oh
I'm like,
my
oh
God.
my, I have to start doing warm cool downs.
I hurt so much because I dance so hard when I'm DJing. The next morning, I'm like, more than a gig. It hurts more than a gig.
Yeah, because I think because you're obviously bouncing and to the beat, the best injury I've incurred was not the best injury, but I have a floating bone in my shin because I put my foot, you get the risers on stage because I'm quite short, and I put my foot and it slid off the end of the riser and it chipped the front of the bone. But there's nothing you can do about it, so it just floats. Sometimes it comes up as a wee
Well,
bruise.
you saved my life because I went flying over the
Oh
monitor.
my God, I did!
They're like,
And do you know
monitors
what?
in the dark.
Do you know
That's a
what?
great place to put the
I
words.
felt really bad because my friend was obviously taking a video of you. I was hugging by the decks, and it was the only video I thought. And I was like, do I put this up? Because I'm doing Mel a bit of a dirty here, because there's basically video evidence
Oh,
of
I
us stacking
don't
it.
care.
on stage.
Fine.
But I
People
saved
have
your
seen
life.
me do worse things in my life.
But I did save your life. And actually, you styled that out.
Yeah,
styled
thank
that
you.
out. Mel C, you've been a pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you so much. See you soon.
Yay!